Hi there, this is the Stihl Timbersports folding pocket knife. I got this for Christmas from someone who knows I like knives and just general gadgets and gizmos and things, so it was a very thoughtful present. It's nice when people try and toe the line that you lead. People sort of don't really, lots of people just aren't that keen or think knives are a bit lame or think that me having a bit of a knife and tool hobby is, not particularly worth encouraging. So it's cool to get a present. It's nice that people try and accommodate your needs when they're buying for you for Christmas rather than just getting you some socks or something. So I do very much appreciate it. It did mean a lot to me. It's a lock-back design made for Stihl by a Chinese, most likely a Sanren new type company. This line is very similar to what you see from other sort of more general builders of things. So say your gun manufacturers will have a knife line. Stihl is obviously a chainsaw and hardware manufacturer, and of course they all seem to like having their own little branded pocket knives. Probably more of a curio or of a branding perspective. They may well give these out at their bigger trade shows or just so you can have the full Stihl everything. The knife comes in 420 HC or just 420 stainless steel. So that's just your standard lower grade pocket knife steel. And it really does mean the knife is going to be more of a beater, something that you're not going to be taking in your best pants. And you know what, I definitely think you need knives exactly like this. It's got the black coating, so it's going to protect the blade. It's very much they've gone for the universal legality sort of way of making it. So you've got no thumb stud, no spider hole. You've just got to open it with a nail nick there. A fairly large, substantial feeling knife in the hand. Its length is, so you're looking at, other way. You're looking at from handle to tip of the blade about 8 inches. And the blade is going in just over 3 inches, with the cutting inches being about 3 inches, cutting surface being about 3 inches. There's no blade play in the knife. It's a soundly made pocket knife. It doesn't have the quick access of, say, what is until very recently my everyday carry, which is the Leatherman Crater C33. It doesn't have any gimmicks like that, and it's quite heavy and bulky. This is obviously just a stainless steel handle here as well, and it's got a full liner, so it's very sort of overbuilt, and it's got a very good pocket clip actually. It's not too strong, not too weak. And I think it's, you just need these sorts of knives, because say if I'm going to finish up, I've split a whole bunch of wood and I've got my Fiskars, which gets rust spots on it if you leave the wood chips, like the waxy or the sappy wood chips on it for a couple of weeks or something. You need a good knife to just be able to get in there. It's not super sharp, but just scrape against and just scrape those wood chips off. Or say you've got a bit of woodwork going on, and you might miss the you've sawn through it, and you might miss sort of the wood on the other edge when it breaks off rather than falls apart nicely. You just get one of these sorts of older, rougher knives and just sort of edge along it. And you definitely need blades like this that have the thicker blade, a bit more generic, so you care less about them, I suppose, and just sort of really go to town on your really rough, sort of heavy projects. You could probably get that into a screwdriver head and try and turn in a pinch, and you could probably. It's actually quite solid lockup, so you could probably do a fair bit of heavier work. You probably hit the back of it with a batten or something like that, and knock it through something if you're doing a bit of demolition work. And I like the colour scheme. It's sort of got this 1/2 grip here, so they definitely tried to make just an eye-catching knife. I'm not the biggest fan of the black coating, and sort of the brand there's a bit sort of garish. I generally get rid of that. Of course, being in Australia, this is about as technically this is all you're really supposed to sell in shops. Lots of companies get around it with spider holes and things like that, but in Australia you're not supposed to have thumb stud or one-hand opening knives at all. Spyderco gets around it. I think their opening hole must be seen as something you're supposed to do this with rather than something we all do this with. So, but yeah, to the letter of the law, this is about as This is about as far-fetched as pocket knives on a mass production sense in mass sale will get in Australia. On eBay you can still get things like this, and you can still pick things up, especially Gerber. I notice they just seem to walk past all the laws and just put knives like this in the shops as well, with thumb studs and serrations and longer blades and everything. So, but yeah, it's very much just your generic knife, but I'm happy with it. The Stihl isn't going to be amazing. It'll go really sharp when you sharpen it, but then it'll dull pretty quickly as well, just being your generic 420. Yeah, the grip is fine. It's got a bit of a stop there, so your hand won't fly onto the blade. I would say this is a good knife for putting in all those places that you wouldn't want to put your Spyderco, or even your daily carry if you have a fondness for it, which I do for this Leatherman now. If you have a fondness for it and didn't want to do it too much harm. There's enough blade sticking out to be able to open it with gloved hands, therefore sort of leaning more towards my rough, rugged and ready, dirty jobs pocket knife. Nice drop point, very versatile shape. That's about all I have to say about it. Retails for $50, but you'd very, very likely get it for a lot less than that. If you walked into a Stihl shop, you'd probably be able to get one with a chainsaw purchase or something like that, or just on eBay or online. I'm sure you'd find someone selling them for mid-30s. And there we have it. Thank you very much for watching. See ya.